The first product I start with is the Inky List Caffeine Eye Cream. This helps with puffiness and hydration under the eye area. My next step is the Glow Recipe PHA and BHA Watermelon Glow Toner. This has hydration as well as gentle chemical exfoliation. Keeps my skin feeling so soft and hydrated, and it preps it for the rest of my skincare products. Next, I use a vitamin C serum by the Inky List, and I place that all over my face every single day. This is a powerful antioxidant, helps my skin be radiant, soft, smooth, and even. Next is my hydrator. This is Medicube. It's a jelly cream, so it's lightweight for underneath makeup, and I really love using this in the summer. Keeps my skin hydrated, but it doesn't make my makeup slip off because of too much hydration. And it feels really nice. Next is one of my favorites, is Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. It is a sleeping mask, but I do use it during the day. It is a wonderful lip treatment. It's extremely hydrating, long wearing, and it is buttery smooth on your lips. For makeup, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Halo Glow. This is just a sheer tint. It still lets a lot of my skin show through, but it also provides me with some radiance. As we age, one of the first signs of aging is a loss of radiance. So adding some glow back into the skin can give it a very healthy look. I'm using a brush to apply this product so it's smooth and even. And I just love the finish, and it feels so lightweight. It doesn't feel like I have anything on my skin. My skin can breathe, but it's evened out. It definitely downplays some of the redness in my face. And as you can see, as I apply it, you're seeing that radiance as the light reflects off of my skin. It gives a beautiful glow, but it's soft and natural. Always remember to go around the mouth area. And then I also blend out the jawline so you don't have any kind of lines and it looks natural blending through to the neck. Next up, this is by Emco. It's a Brighten and Perfect Cream Concealer. This is much like the Radiant Creamy Concealer from NARS. Has a very similar consistency. It's hydrating, but lightweight. It gives good coverage. And I love it under my eyes because it gives me the coverage without being heavy or creasing in any lines. And I apply this using a brush. I apply a sheer layer on the inner corner where I have a dark circle. And then I do a little bit on the outer corner just to brighten and lift the outer part of the eye area. After I've applied it with the brush, I use my fingers to gently press it in to blend it out. Now I'm going to be covering some spots on my face. I have some sunspots, I have a few like little acne scars. So I'll go in with the same concealer, blend it using my brush and using my fingers. When I blend with my fingers, I pat. As you can see, it's pretty quick pats. And this allows me to build the coverage, but also blend the product at the same time. You want your concealer to cover, but also look like a second skin. And that is achieved through proper skin prep. Your complexion products are only going to look as good as the canvas underneath and enhance it. So it's important that you use the right skincare that sits nicely underneath makeup so you get the most natural finish. If you have dry, dead skin on the surface, the concealer is going to pick up on that and it won't look natural. Next, we're going to add some color. This is by Huda Beauty. This is a beautiful pink cream blush stick. I love using a cream because, again, it adds more hydration and radiance to the skin. It has a beautiful soft finish. It doesn't look dry or cakey, and it has a really nice wear throughout the day. I don't even set mine with powder, and it stays on beautifully. I like to hit a little bit down the center of the face with what's left over on the brush, just to bring some healthy color back into the skin after using a skin tint on top. You can blend out a cream blush stick with your fingers, a beauty blender, or a brush. I'm using a synthetic brush because I just want a nice sheer veil. I do want to build the color up a little bit because it is summer, and I like to add a little bit more fleshy pink to the cheeks during the summer. I also blend it all the way back into the hairline. Next up, I'm going to be using the Rare Beauty bronzing stick. And this I'm going to hit the cheekbones, blending it back to the hairline. And then I'm going to follow the hairline along my forehead. And again, blending it back into the hairline. This will give you the most natural look. I'll use what's left over on the brush and tap the sides of my nose and go a little bit down the center of the face to bring the color all the way through. It's blended into the blush, and it's blended all the way back. I don't bring it onto the apples because I just want the apples to be nice and bright with the blush. I like using a brush for this because you really can blend it out into the hairline a lot better than if you're just blending with fingers or a beauty blender. So nice even glow, adding some color to the skin. Next, I'm going to set just my eye area and a little bit down my T-zone with this MCO Beauty translucent finishing powder. Translucent powder is colorless, so the same shade works for every skin tone, and it will not deposit any color, so it's not going to change the shade of your makeup at all. It's just going to set it. I use a fluffy brush to apply my powder around my eye area so it doesn't get too heavy and cakey, and I'll use a fluffy big brush to set very lightly right down my T-zone. I skip my cheeks because that's an area I want to keep some glow, and those products wear really nicely throughout the day without setting. I do make sure to get powder in my brow. That way my eye pencil will blend more smoothly. For my eyebrow pencil today, I'm using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. It's micro fine. On one side it has a spoolie brush, so you can brush through your brow before applying the product. When I'm using a brow pencil, I use a very light hand. This will make it so that I can create light, hair-like brush strokes and fill in the brow very naturally without it being too heavy or too dark. I really like to define the tail of the brow because that gives the eye more shape and definition and lift. You can see that I'm using little tiny strokes, and I'm not applying very much pressure. I'm going very, very light so that I can mimic the look of hair. And I am extending my brow a little bit on the inner and also throughout the tail. Once I apply the product, I brush through it one more time to blend it, and then I fill in any little missing gaps that may still be there. I have very fine, thin brows, so when I put on brows, it makes a big difference in how my makeup turns out. I don't do very much plucking. I have a few couple strays here and there, but for the most part, my brows are so thin and fine, I pretty much leave them alone at this point, other than just filling them in with makeup. I do like to add a little bit more of a natural arch. Again, that provides some lift to my eye, and it gives it a nice definition. I have some other videos on my channel. I show you how to use some different products. I will say a microfine pencil is one of the easiest products to use because it's really hard to be heavy-handed if you're using such a tiny pencil. And if you do go heavy-handed with it, you're going to run out of it really fast. It's just designed just to fill in very lightly. And then brushing through with the spoolie. And adding in a little definition wherever it's needed. So much more shape. Next, I'm going to be doing eyeshadow. This is the Anastasia Spice Palette, which I love. I'm using the lightest color, which is like a really pretty warm nude. And I'm going to place that in the crease using a fluffy blending brush. See how it adds just a little bit of shape and warmth to the eye? I don't want to go too dark or heavy today. I'm going to keep it light because I'm just doing a nice daytime look. If you want to go in and add a deeper color for more definition and shape, you can do that. But even just popping on a simple nude eyeshadow can make such a difference in really shaping the eye. Now for something fun, I'm going to add some shimmer on the lid. It's summer, so let's add some light. And this is fun just to pop on the lower lid. You can use your fingers or a brush. I like the way that the shimmer smooths out with using my fingers, so I'm using that technique today. Now for eyeliner, this is a NYX black pencil, and I am placing it in the waterline. So this is going at the base of my lashes on the top lash line. And I'm filling in the lash line with the pencil. This is not going on my waterline. It's going at the base of the lashes. So where the lashes are growing out, that's where I'm applying the product. I go in from underneath because it's a lot easier to get the eyeliner in that area. Next, we're going to take an eyeshadow from the Spice palette. It's a burgundy, like a warm brownish burgundy color. And I'm going to blend out the top. This will help lock in the eye pencil, but it also will give me a little bit of a smudgy softness on top of the lash line. I'm going to extend it out a little bit on the tail just to add some length and lift to my eye. And I'm doing this using a detail brush. Wipe any excess away. And it gives some really nice definition to the eye that's very natural. And we will continue the same technique on this side. And I'm taking the eyeliner from corner to corner. I go lighter on the inner corner and I go darker on the outer corner. I am adding a little bit of eyeliner on top of the lash line on the outer third of my eye. That is what's going to help give me a little bit more definition and lift on that outer corner. I'm using that eyeshadow applied with the detail brush to lock in the eye pencil, to blend it, and to add some more definition. Wipe away any excess. Making sure everything is well blended. You'll notice in a real-time video, you'll see how much blending I do. Next, I'm taking a really pretty bronze shimmer. It's a medium tone, and I'm applying that with the detail brush, the bottom lash line. This will add definition, but it is very soft. It's going to be softer than doing a pencil on the bottom lashes. So I love doing this technique during the daytime. Next, I'm going to curl the lashes to give them lift. When you curl their lashes, it bends them upwards so that after you apply your mascara, when you're looking straight on, you see more of the lash. So it does emphasize the lashes a lot more if you curl them before. The mascara I'm using is Tartelette by Tarte. I love this tubing mascara because it comes off so easily, but also wears really well during the day. I like buying the mini mascaras because they don't dry out before you run out. And I also find that the wands are a lot easier to use because they're so short. And so you have a lot of nice control during your application. I always apply mascara to my bottom lashes first. That way, if I need to look up, I'm not messing up my top lid with wet mascara by looking up. And then afterwards, I do my top lashes. I start applying the product to the outside corner and I work my way in, always pushing from the bottom up. I'm not going to lay any mascara on the top of my lashes. That weighs them back down, and that's going to make them go down instead of being curled up. Next, I'm so excited to show this product. It is the CoverGirl Outlast Lip Stain. This color is called Admire. It adds definition, it adds a little bit of color, and this stays on so well. It doesn't bleed into any fine lines around the lip area. It's very smooth. It doesn't make my lips feel dry, but look how that color just naturally enhances my lip color. You can also fill in the entire lip if you'd like, but right now I'm going to use a lip color by MAC called Cream Cup that will give me a lighter color in the center and add some nice plumpness to my lips. It's a really pretty look. I like using this technique where you're doing a little bit more of an outline and then a lighter color in the middle. It's pretty. And next I'm going to use an Anastasia. This is like a glittery bronze lip gloss, and I love popping this on top of a pink because it adds some warmth and then it adds the most beautiful sheen. Making the lips super glossy and beautiful. And that's it. Thank you for getting ready with me.